Hi everyone, my name is Arpana Gurjar and welcome to today's session. In today's practice, we will be focusing on major muscle groups, which means we will be targeting the full body starting all the way from the head until the toes. So the movement and the flow is going to be slow and steady paced. I wouldn't say it's too slow, but it's quite steady. And you would have a pattern of controlled breathing pattern. So let's just get started. To start off with, we'll start with a small meditation. And also the props that we would be needing in today's practice would be two blocks and just a blanket because we might be getting into quads and then we don't want to have that pain or any sensation in the knees. So if you feel you have such sensation, just make sure you have a blanket or something to pad your knees. Now, the first pose that we would be starting is called toe stand. So it's basically like Virasana or Vajrasana, but then you have your toes tucked under. And just remember when you're tucking your toes, just make sure all the 10 toes, including your pinky toes, is also pointing out to the front. Once you're here, I'm just going to move to the other side so you can just watch me. All right. And then you will bring your hips on top of your heels as usual. Hands can come on top of your thighs and then you relax the shoulders. Just make sure you keep your spine really nice and tall and your whole body is quite easy here. You're not trying to stiffen it. And if everything feels okay, very gently dim your gaze and then finally close your eyes. And slowly start bringing your sensation and awareness towards your breath. You may have already started to feel some sensation towards your toes. This is not a movement that we usually do on a daily basis. So I want you to just take some time, try not to fidget a lot, but slowly let your body sink into those sensations. Let your breath settle down. And just keeping your awareness and your sensation towards your toes. You won't be here for long, just so let it just stay there. And slowly begin to soften your breath. Begin to take some deeper inhales and longer exhales. Each time you inhale, you're trying to lengthen the sides of the body as well, all the way up to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, a sense of ease and relaxation. But the next time you exhale, very gently blink open your eyes and lift your gaze. And then we will just get into a counter stretch, just coming into child's pose from here. Keeping your feet as wide as your hips to begin with, but if you feel like you have a little more mobility and you can move wider, you can, or you may bring your feet at your knees as wide as your mat, your big toes to touch, and then slowly start pushing your hips back. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to just not push your hips completely back here, but notice how your body feels and take some time to settle down. You may wiggle your hips side to side and then slowly start sending the belly between the thighs and then finally reaching your forehead down. And once you're here, I want you to come onto your fingertips and watch my hand, how I squeeze that, lift the forearms, and then extend my arms further forward, and then bring my palms down and my forearms down. Now from here, I'm not trying to shrug my shoulders towards my ear, but I'm relaxing them down. And stay here for some time. Notice the sensation that's going on in the body right now. Feeling that stretch at the top of your feet, towards the back of your feet. Notice how your side body is stretching and lengthening. And each time you inhale, can you exaggerate your breath into your upper back? And try to broaden your shoulder blades. On your next inhale, very gently lift your forehead. And then we just come into a simple side stretch, walking both your hands out to the right side. The right forearm comes down and come onto your fingertips with your left and reach your left hand slightly further forward. Slowly start anchoring your left hip back, an option to gaze underneath your left armpit. Taking some breath in through the sides of the ribs. And inhale, walk your hands back to center. Breathe in here, and then as you exhale, your arms walk to the left. The left forearm comes down. Come onto your fingertips with your right, and slowly start pushing your right hip back. Gaze underneath your right arm. As you're here, notice the sensation that's going on in the right side of the body, your right ribs, and breathe into the right lungs. With the next time you inhale, slowly walk your hands back to center, and we all meet in all fours. And now once we are in all fours, we work on cat-cow, but just a little different variation where we try to focus on anterior core. So you extend your right leg back. You may also want to just stretch those toes again, coming onto the ball mount of your feet. Now from here, stay into a neutral spine. You don't want to arch your spine or round your back. Now from here, the left shin presses down, and see if you can hover your feet off the mat. Slightly draw the belly in. Now option, you can just be here, and on your next exhale, bend your knees into your chest. Inhale, send your right leg back. Option to be here. The left arm can reach out to the front, or you can just bring your hands towards your right side of the chest. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, the leg goes back. Exhale, bend your knees, knee to your chest. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, draw the heels towards your hips. 1 last time. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, knee to your chest. Bring your knees back down. And then we switch sides from here. Extend your left leg out, pressing onto the ball mount, slowly lean forward and back as though you're trying to rock forward and back. Now the right shin presses down and you hover your left foot off the mat. Just make sure you don't have an arch in the spine. Keep your spine neutral. And then option 2, use your hands to extend, or you can bring your hands towards the left side of your shoulders. Now on your inhale, you reach. Exhale, bend your elbows to tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to your chest, elbow to your knees. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, protract the shoulder blades, draw your knee into your chest, your knee into your hips. 1 last time. Inhale. Exhale to round your back. Bring your knees back down. Now from here, you just come into a simple pose called Virasana. So for this, you want to have your knees together, your heels separate, and then your feet separate, and then you use a block, and then bring your hips towards the block. Now from here, your heels, the sides of the heels is pressing against the block. And then just slowly settle down here. This is to just work on your quads, flexing your hips and your knees. Stay tall here with your spine and relax the shoulder. Allowing the breath not just to move in the front of the body, but also towards the back of the body. See if you can also make it towards the sides of the body as so you're having a 3-dimensional breath going on. And keep your gaze soft and your breath smooth. You may opt to keep your eyes closed or open. And then on your next exhale, slowly press your knees to lift up. And from here, we go to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press your hands, tuck your toes, push your heels back. And then each time you inhale, make sure you keep pushing your hips up towards the ceiling and draw your thigh muscles down. Don't worry if your heels are not going to reach down. Now from here, you lift this right leg and draw this right feet towards the left side and use the right foot to pull the left heel further down. And then keep pushing your left hip back as you're here. If If you just notice that my down dog is a little funky, that's because my mat is a little dirty and I'm slipping. So I want you guys to have your palms very full and keep pushing your butt back. So try to neutralize your down dog and then walk the other leg. Just notice if your heels are lifting off, use your opposite leg and then just those pinky edge of your left foot is trying to press towards your right and reach the right heel down. Stay here and keep pushing your hips back and down. Notice the sensation in your right hamstring as you're here. And then exhale, bring both your feet down. Now from here, we're getting into three-leg dog. Inhale to lift your right leg up. Keep reaching your toes further off. Feeling that stretch and extension in your thighs. And then on your next exhale, bring your right foot back. Inhale, the left leg goes up. Keep reaching your toes up higher. And then as you exhale, bring your left leg forward, down towards the mat. Now from here, slowly walk the right leg to the front and bring your left knee down. Coming into a simple lunge. Stay here for another cycle of breath. Slowly start walking the left leg slightly back and the right leg will start walking towards the front. Now option to use two blocks. We are coming into half split. Straighten your right leg here. Press the heels down and flex the toes. Now if you feel like you're not able to reach the fingertips down, I want you to use this block. This also avoids you to round your back. Now let's say you're not trying to use the block, you're here, you try to do this. You may tend to overdo this and try to compensate by rounding your back. So you don't want that. You want to have this here. Press your heels, flex the toes, lift up with your chest. And as you exhale, draw the belly towards your thighs. Stay here. Keep pushing your right hip back and the left hip forward. Three more cycles of breath to go. Keep your shoulders and your arms relaxed. On your next inhale, slowly rebend the knees. Take the blocks off. Come onto your fingertips, lift your left knee and place the left foot down. And then slowly lift up. We are coming into a variation of Parshvottanasana. Keeping your feet a little wider, the left foot points 45-degree angle. Now just remember, the more closer your stance is, the more chances of you to wobble. So the more wider your stance gets, it's a little easier to begin with. Now on your next inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, draw your hips back, reach your chest forward. And with your hands, you're trying to walk a few inches forward and start pressing your right hip back and the right leg pushes back. Relax your shoulders. Now, once you're here, you start feeling there is a lot of tense sensation of tightness. This is where you will take two blocks. And again, just stay where you can. If you're here, you're just here. If you want to stay here, you can be here. But make sure you keep your legs straight. As you keep sending your left hip back, notice the sensation in your right hamstring. And on your next inhale, slowly rebend the knees to come back to center. Frame the front foot and walk the right leg back, downward facing dog. From here, we repeat the same thing on the other side. Keep pushing your hips up and back. And on your next inhale, we extend the left leg up. Now from here, slowly bend the knees, bring the left leg to the front, and right knee comes down. And from here, slowly start sinking your hips back, straighten your left leg, and walk the left heel slightly forward to the front. Come onto your fingertips, press your heels, point your toes. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold down. Just notice if you're leaning over to one side, to see if you can neutralize that and keep your pelvis neutral. On your next inhale, rebend your knees, tuck the back foot, press the back feet down, keeping the right foot in a 45-degree angle. Walk the left foot out to the left side, and then make sure the hip bones are facing the front. Reach your arms up, breathe breath in. And then as you exhale, hinge through your hips, reach the chest to the front. Now, option to come onto your fingertips, or if you're able to come, bring the palms together and press the edges of the palms down. You can do that as well. Use a block if needed, but make sure you keep pushing your left hip back. And if the stretch is too much, then you know what to do. You walk your hands slightly in. You can also use a block if you feel like you're a little extra tight today. On your next inhale, bend your knees, frame the front foot, walk the right leg forward, and then slowly lift up one vertebra at a time and roll the shoulders up and down. Now from here, coming to the front of the mat, reach your left arm up, take a breath in, and then as you exhale, lean over to the right side. Now option to stay here or hold on to your left wrist with your right and gently drag the wrist away and keep looking underneath your left foot, towards your left foot. Draw the belly in. Just remember you don't want to round your back, but keep lifting up. It's a very common, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but it's a common thing that our body would want us to do when I was trying to do this, but very mindfully try to lift up. And then let go of your hands and then you switch sides. Inhale to reach your right arm up. Exhale, bend over to the left side and feel the extension of the right side. Holding onto your left wrist, gently drag the wrist. Option to gaze down. Draw your belly in. Good, and then on your next inhale, slowly come back to center. From your inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold, and then jump or walk back to plank pose. Exhale and plank, and take another breath. Inhale and exhale. With the next time you exhale, bring your knees down, just inching down. Slowly lift up to Bhujangasana. Inhale. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now from here, coming into three-leg dog on the right side, lift your right leg, bend your right knee and open the hips. On your next inhale again, slowly bringing your right leg to the front. Now from here, we are coming into the other side of the mat. So you're coming onto the long side. I'm just going to shift sides. You have your feet parallel from here. Now, your heels are slightly out and the toes are in. And then you bring your hands down. Option to use a block. We are coming into Prasarita Padottanasana. Now the palms get pressed down. You can just stay here, or if you have a little more mobility, walk your hands in line with your feet. Now once you're here, bend your elbows like Chaturanga Dandasana, like the push-up that you do in yoga. Bend your elbows, lift up with your chest, draw the shoulder blades in, and crown of the head tries to reach down. Now if you are unable to bring the crown of the head down, think of trying to squeeze the shoulder blades, and that will help you bring the crown of the head down and keep pushing your butt high. Now if it still doesn't work, use a block. Place the block underneath the head and stay. On the next inhale, slowly lift up. Bring your hands towards the center. Press the palms, lean forward with your chest. Inhale to reach your right arm up. Option to stay here, or you can slowly slide that arms further back. Or you can also bring your hands towards your lower back and roll the shoulders. Exhale, hands come down, and then we switch sides. Press the right palm, lean forward. Inhale, the left arm goes up. Stay here, or you can slowly extend the arms or bring your hands towards the back and roll the shoulders. And then on your next exhale, slowly walk your hands back. Come back to down dog. We will again repeat the same prasarita, doing a different variation. Send your feet back, push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Option to take your vinyasa if you feel like, but if not, you can stay in down dog for a few more cycles of breath. The next time you inhale, bring your right leg to the front, right leg to the center, lift the left leg up. Option to stay here or you bend the knees and open the hips. Inhale back to center, three-leg dog. Exhale, bend your left knee and bring the left leg to the front. Again, coming into same Prasarita Padottanasana. Now from here, option to either stay with the same pose where you have your hands here or walk your hands back. Or this time, you interlock the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades, press the knuckles. The crown of the head is trying to reach down and the palms walk up and away from your hips. Stay here, keep squeezing your shoulder blades, keep pressing the outer edge of your feet. You round your next inhale, slowly gaze to the front, let go of your hands. And then cartwheel your hands, calves push back to downward facing dog. Now you can either stay in down dog or bring your knees down and come into child's pose just for a few cycles of breath. Now in child's pose, I want us to bring the elbows down and bring the palms towards the back. Push the elbows down and see if you can press all the fingertips and bring your hands towards the back of the neck. This is just a simple chest opener as well while you're trying to stretch your, or while you're trying to work on your spine. You slowly stay here. And notice your breath. Good. On your next exhale, slowly bring your palms down, come back to all fours and push back to downward facing dog. Now from down dog, again lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Option to bend the knees and open the hips. Inhale back to three-leg dog. Exhale, coming into warrior. The left foot presses down. Reach your arms up. Bend your right knee. Now make sure your hip bones are not facing the right or the left. It's not the warrior 2, but you're in warrior 1. Reach your arms up. Stay here. Keep reaching through your fingertips. Bend your right knee. Now from here, as you exhale, walk your hands back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Press the knuckles and walk your palms away, coming into humble warrior. Walk your belly towards the inside of your right knee. Keep bending your right knee and extend your arms further up and away. Now as you're here, I don't want you to completely surrender down, but imagine you're trying to lift your right thigh and push that right hip back. The right hip crease back. As you exhale, let go of your hands. Bring your left knee down. Now this is where we might need a blanket. Now from here, we are lifting up to lunge. Inhale to reach your arms up. Make sure you have your hips in line with your knees here. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, draw the belly in. Make sure you're engaging those hip flexors and then slowly sink your hips down. Inhale, push back. Exhale, draw down. Inhale up. Make sure your back leg is very strong. The shin is pressing down. Only then you will feel your left hip flexor. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back. One last time, inhale to the front. Exhale, push back. And from here, the left knee presses down. See if you can bend the knees and use your hands to hold on to the back of the foot. Now from here, press the heels towards the feet. Press the heels towards the hips and the hips towards here. Just keep squeezing this and slowly start leaning forward. Notice the sensation in your left quads and soften your breath. On your next exhale, let go of your hands. Take your right leg up again, three-leg dog. And then on your next exhale, bend your right knee, bring the right leg to the front, coming into pigeon pose. So as you're here, the right heel is slightly closer towards your right inner groin or your pelvis. And then reach your arms to the front. Forehead comes down. If If this feels a little too complicated or a little too hard, you can just bend your forearms and bring your forehead. Breathing into your right outer hip. Make sure the left leg is not reaching out to the left side, but it's right towards the back in the center. You can also feel some sensation in your right inner thigh if you have tight inner thighs. On your next inhale, back to center. Keep pressing your left forearm. Inhale to reach your right arm up. Stay here, 3 more cycles of breath. Keep pressing the forearms to lift your chest. And then exhale all the way down. And from here, press the palm, tuck the back foot. Walk your right leg back. You can still keep your blanket there or just push it off for a second. Push back to downward facing dog. And from here, we repeat all of this on the other side. Keeping your right foot in the center, lift your left knee up. Option to bend the knees and open the hips. Inhale back to 3-leg dog. Exhale, bend your left knee, coming into warrior one onto your left side. When the right foot is in a 45-degree angle, bend your left knee, reach your arms up. Stay here, 3 cycles of breath. The fingertips keep reaching up. On your next exhale, walk your hands back, interlock the fingers. This time you change the interlock. Use your unconventional way, not the usual one, but the unusual one. Like just walk the other hand, you know what I mean. Squeeze the shoulder blades and walk the palms away from your hips. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly start drawing the belly inside of your left thigh. Now as you're here, lift your left thigh slightly higher and push your left hip crease towards the back. And while you're trying to surrender down towards the mat, I also want you to have that strength to lift your chest. Keep your neck relaxed. Then on your next exhale, let go of your hands. And then now we again use this blanket to bring the right knee down. Bend your left knee, stay in the same lunge position. Reach your arms up and make sure you have your hips in line with your knees. You don't want to walk way forward. Now from here, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, press the back of the feet, engage your hip flexors and sink the hips down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, back. Exhale, sink. You can also try to cactus your arms. Each time you lean forward, cactus. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale and squeeze. Inhale and lift. Exhale one last time. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach your arms up. And from here, bring your hands down. And then we slowly start working on the quad stretch. So put as much as you can a little lighter weight onto the back leg. And then bend the right knee and use your hands and pull the heels towards your hips. And then slowly start shifting back. Good, exhale, slowly let your hands down. And then walk here. Come back to 3-leg dog again, lift your left leg up. And as you exhale, bend your left knee, bring your left knee to the front. Now, you can have your left shin parallel like this, but I somehow like to have my heels closer to my right inner groin of my hip. So bend the left knee, and then you can either bring the forearms down. It's okay if your hips are lifting off, but just make sure about one thing, you don't want to lean over like this. If you're here, you're not going to get any outer hip opening with this pose. So make sure you have your hip neutral, like you're right in the center, and then stay here. You can get into any variation, reaching your arms, bringing your forearms down. On your next inhale, lift your gaze, press the right forearm down, and inhale to reach your left arm up. Stay here and breathe. If your neck bothers you, you can always look down. And then on your next exhale, slowly bring your hands down. All right, now from here, we're almost done with these poses. We're coming into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Option to use the same blanket if you're still having, you can roll it up. Bring your hips down and then use this as a support if your knees are kind of hanging up. You can also use a block. Soles of the feet together, open all the 10 toes, interlock the fingers, lift your feet and bring your hands down. Now from your inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, open your elbows and slowly reach your forehead towards your feet. Keep pressing the soles of the feet to open all your 10 toes. We have one final pose after this and then we are done. I am not doing any supine poses for today, so if you feel like you want to do more supine poses, you can just lie on your back, pause the video, do some supine stretches, maybe a happy baby, some twist, and then get into Shavasana. Inhale, slowly lift up. Now from here, you're coming into a simple seated pose. All right, now from here, I want you to make sure you have a nice and tall spine, so you can also use a block to lift your, make sure you have a slight curvature in your lumbar spine, in your lower back. Now reach your arms up to the side, big breath in, and then as you exhale, right shoulder on top of your left. So we are coming into eagle arms. If you're too tight, you're just here. You bend your left forearm and you just stay here, or you can hold on to your opposite side. But if you can come into a complete Garudasana, stay here, press and squeeze the forearms, lift your elbows up. Protract the shoulder blades. In fact, the moment you squeeze your forearms, you will notice how your shoulder blades are protracted. So can you slowly start breathing into the muscles around the shoulder blades? That's your rhomboids and your trapezius muscle. This is also a very good pose for those especially who do a lot of weightlifting. I myself, I do a lot of CrossFit, and whenever I have anything that's overhead, like lifting the barbell up, this really feels a lot better for my shoulders and it opens up instantly. Now getting into a neck stretch along with this right forearm comes over to the right side and you reach your left ear to your left shoulder. It's a very intense stretch, so be a little gentle. And then inhale back to center. Exhale to let go of your hands. Just roll your shoulders up, back and down. And right before we switch sides, just interlock the fingers, bring your hands towards the back of your head or back of the neck. Not exactly neck, towards the back of your head. And slowly start bringing the elbows towards one another and tuck the chin to your chest. Stay here and breathe. Now as you inhale again, we get into an extension. Press those elbows away and then press your palms against your head and the head against the palm. Make sure your hips are rooting down, your thighs are not lifting off here. Breathe into your chest, your collarbones, your upper back. A sense of ease and relaxation here. As you exhale, slowly let go of your hands and then we switch sides, reaching the arms out. This time you bring your left shoulder on top of your right. You can just stay here by bending your right forearm, or you can hold on to your left wrist, squeeze the forearms, lift your elbows up and away from the face. Again, notice the sensation that's going on between your shoulder blades. Make sure you take some deep breath in and out of that. Right now from here, we are slowly getting into that neck stretch, walking the forearms up to the left. Reach your right ear to your right shoulder. Keep squeezing the forearms. And then slowly come back to center. And then let go of your hands. Alright, from here, we slowly again come back onto your mat, lying on your back, preparing for Shavasana. Keeping your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your head, neck, and shoulders down. Relax the arms by your side. Make sure your shoulders are not shrugging in. You relax the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades down. Allowing your feet to flap on either side and your fingers to curl naturally. Slowly start bringing your awareness and sensation back to your breath. And notice the quality of the breath at this moment. Notice the rhythm of the breath, the pace of the breath. Notice how your breath and your body felt at the beginning of the practice. And how do you feel now towards the end of the class? No matter what the result is, just allowing yourself to surrender down towards the mat. And having this disciplined practice every day, or at least few times a week, really help you feel more relaxed and grounded. Stay in Shavasana for maybe a minute. You can stay for a little longer if you wish to. You can stay here for a little longer if you wish to. And for those who are ready, very gently start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Start making some gentle movements. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead, bring your feet together. Point the toes, giving your body a good stretch. Then on your next inhale, slowly lean over to the right side and pause here for a few cycles of breath. And once you're ready, very gently press the palms to come back to a seated pose. Any comfortable pose, Sukhasana or Siddhasana, or anything that's comfortable. Trying to stay really nice and tall with your spine, relax the shoulders. Bring your palms together, your thumb touching your sternum, gently bowing down. Showing some gratitude towards our body and all that it allowed us to do today. Taking 3 full cycles of breath. The next time you breathe in, gently start to rub the palms, especially the center of the palm, making your hands a little warmer. And now cup the warm palm and place it on top of your eyes. Keep your hands cupped. Relax and soothe the eyes. Let the warmth of your palms and your hands relax the eyes. And as you exhale, draw your hands back to your thighs and gently lift your gaze up. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope you enjoyed the session today. Thank you.